Harpy Holidays, and welcome to my Harp and Hearth holiday concert. I'm Martha Gallagher, and I'm delighted you are here. That piece I started with, I think it's The Angels and the Shepherds, is one that I started my concerts series with for decades, but a number of years ago, and I hadn't played it in a while. It's really fun to revisit. And I noticed just as I was starting to get ready to do this concert, it started snowing outside, and it inspired me to do a song I wasn't planning to, but it's perfect. It is perfect. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And as we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, it doesn't show signs of stopping, I hope not. And I got some corn for popping, with the lights turned way down low. Ooh, baby, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in that storm. But if you really hold me tight, oh, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, oh my dear, how I'll hate going out in that storm. But if you really hold me tight, oh yeah, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. I love snow. I don't know about you. I still love it. It's just magical. And what's falling outside my window, which you cannot see, so just imagine this, are big, fluffy flakes coming down. It's like the perfect Christmas snow. I did a number of concerts last year, virtual concerts, and I know that a lot of you who are our fans and friends will have watched those videos. And I'm going to post in the post with this concert those links so that you come back and revisit them. Because last year, I don't know what got into me. I guess it was that 2020 thing, and I just wanted to celebrate Christmas and just celebrate. So I did 3 different concerts. And one was a very contemplative one called Quiet Celebration. One was the beautiful telling of the tale, The Christmas Rose, with original music. And I'm actually going to share a piece from that tonight, but I will also put the link in for that video so you can watch it again, because I would put it in the terms of a Christmas classic tale. And the music is beautiful. Totally unbiased, of course. And the other concert I did was a holiday open house with my husband, Dennis. And boy, I don't know where I got all that energy. I had everything decorated, and it was beautiful. And oops, here we are. And you know what? I'm just getting started decorating now. I found some beautiful lights to pull out and this gorgeous wreath that my daughter Megan made for me a couple of years ago. And we've got our Santas over there, which I found at a thrift store a couple of years ago, which I absolutely love. So I thought, well, I'll at least get that much done. But the tree is not up. The tree is not even here yet. And I love the Christmas tree. Truthfully, I love evergreen trees. I love all trees. And where I live, I walk in the woods. covered with snow. But to bring a tree inside, to put beautiful little lights on it, and the decorations that go back generations, it's pretty magical. Oh Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Oh Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear. Oh Christmas tree, not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear. Oh Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. I love that song. And you know, something that's happened to me a lot during COVID time, it was happening before, but even more so. And part of it might be because of just the circumstances surrounding COVID. There's not as much, for me anyway, not as much interaction with people live. Interaction via online things is wonderful, but it's a kind of a different thing, as you may have noticed. And so what I found was that my fingers on the harp sometimes would just go a-wandering. And even if that is something that is a product of COVID, it's been a wonderful thing. It really gives me a lot of peace, and I hope that you will enjoy that as I do it this evening, because no doubt I will, even more than I just did. So, as I mentioned, the tale that I tell with original music, it's called The Christmas Rose, and my version is inspired by a tale by Selma Lagerlöf. And some of the music is very Scandinavian inspired because that's the basis of the tale. but also very much inspired by what's in the story. And I'm going to share with you now a part of that from the video I did last year, The Christmas Rose. And this is the part where the father and the lay monk from the monastery are traveling quite a distance to the deep, dark forest to meet up with the robber family who are going to take them deep into the forest on Christmas Eve to witness the beautiful blooming of the garden. And this is their tale as they're traveling, coming outside the monastery, having been isolated, and the wonder at seeing people preparing for the holidays in all the many ways that they do. Enjoy. And when it was time, they left the monastery together and headed out. And as they traveled across the land, they saw isolated farmhouses, little churches here and there, small villages and great villages. And everywhere they saw preparations being made for Christmas. It had been ages since the abbot had seen this, and it brought back great memories, fond memories of his childhood. See how the people prepare for the holy days of Christmas. See how the people prepare for the holy days of Christmas. Bread and meat and wine and ale upon the table. See how the people prepare for the holy days of Christmas. See how the people gather for the holy days of Christmas. See how the people gather for the holy days of Christmas. Traveling from near and far to be together. See how the people gather for the holy days of Christmas. See how the houses are decorated with the evergreens. See how the houses are decorated with the evergreens. Cut from the forest dark and deep and green. See how the houses are decorated with the evergreens. See how the candles burn in the window so brightly. See how the candles burn in the window so brightly. Shine their light into the dark of night. See how the candles burn in the window so brightly. See how the people prepare for the holy days of Christmas. Mm. Mm. That's just, to me, such a beautiful, peaceful, hypnotic, mesmerizing piece of music, kind of like a chant. And I was thinking as I listened how beautiful that might be also arranged for a vocal ensemble or choir. Oh, wouldn't that be gorgeous? That's something I'm going to have to work on. So when we can all sing together, maybe I'll have a version of that. So here it was in that tale, they're traveling through the deep, dark cold of winter. And as I mentioned earlier, I love snow, I love winter, and this is a piece that I've always wanted to play on the harp, and I really haven't quite worked out the full version, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. So here we go. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Oh yeah, later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, what a fun song that is to play. Well, it's fun to sing, and it's fun to, just pop along to. So I hope you enjoyed that. Eventually, I'll have the whole harp version worked out. But in the meantime, that works great. And for decades, actually, I played early on in my career, usually about 50 to 60 nursing homes, senior centers, assisted living facilities during the holiday season, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It was a crazy schedule. I did live down in the capital region of New York, so Albany and that whole region. So there was a lot more population and a lot more places to play in that regard. And I loved that my mom helped me out with it in that she would call and set up the gigs. I would call potential underwriters and benefactors within the community and get them to underwrite the programs. And my dad, who had this motorhome that he loved, would tootle around with me, chauffeuring me in style to my gigs. And I would be doing like 3 to 4 a day. But one of the things I remember about that was so much was that people there at these places that I played in, elderly people, and they loved sharing the stories of their holidays, their families, the traditions that they had in their families, and often it revolved around music. And it wasn't so much like one specialized person was playing. It was, oh, my sister played the piano, and I played the fiddle, and my mom played flute, and we just all gathered around the piano. I still remember a woman calling it that. And we would all just sing. And what fun that is. So really, what I discovered in that time was that I didn't need to have a fancy version of a song that they were going to want to and jump in singing along on, because what they really wanted was just something to support their singing, and how beautiful that was. So as I was preparing for this concert, some wonderful things came floating up out of the mists of time. And one of them is this combination of two beautiful pieces, very minor modal pieces, very atmospheric. One is snippets from a beautiful piece called Spanish Dance, which is something I recorded with a flamenco guitarist quite a few years ago now, and I just love it. And it sits beautifully with this other traditional carol. So let's just see what happens. That was fun. I love modes like that, just so mystical and magical and mysterious. So let's stay in a little bit of a mystical, magical, mysterious place for a moment, but we're going to take it a little differently. And this is a piece that I probably learned it as a kid, singing it at school or something, and loved it. It's often sung as a round, but not in this version. And again, it's this combination, this pairing of pieces that, let's see what happens with this pairing of Hey Ho, Nobody Home, and God Rest Ye Merry, Gentlemen. Hey ho, nobody home, meat nor drink nor money have I none, yet I will be merry. Hey ho, ain't nobody home. Hey ho, nobody home, meat nor drink nor money have I none, yet I will be merry. Hey ho, nobody, nobody home. Hey ho, nobody home. Need no drink, no money have I none, yet I will be merry. I will be merry. Hey ho, nobody, nobody home. God rest ye merry, gentlemen, oh, let nothing you dismay. No, remember that our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Like today, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Tidings of comfort and joy. Well, you know, I love the way those songs are sung traditionally, but sometimes just messing with them a little bit brings out a different character. And even though they are saying, be merry, both songs, be merry, there is this underlying, that mysteriousness, that sadness, sorrow. And that is, to me, is often the case during the holidays. There is this beautiful gloriousness, there is the human sadness and sorrow, and there's lots of distraction in between. And there's a beautiful time, the whole time of Advent, to drop into those and to be with them, be with those feelings, those circumstances, those ponderings. You know, something that I have the great honor and delight to be doing again this year is doing music for Advent for the New York Conference of the United Church of Christ. And it started last year. They invited me to do music for each Sunday in Advent and then the first Sunday after Christmas, and then also into Lent as well and Easter. But I was preparing music for them. I put it short pieces between 2 and 3 minutes long, putting them into a video format And then their pastors and ministers and lay people who were leading worship, virtual worship, had them as materials to use if they wanted to in their services, but also for pastors and people's personal meditation on the different Sundays in Advent and Lent. And I love doing that. And I was invited to do that again this year. And so I created a piece. We actually haven't done Hope yet, even though that was the first Sunday in Advent, because it came so hot on the heels of Thanksgiving that nobody was ready for it, I guess. And so I will be doing Hope after the fact. But Peace has been done. And it's the second Sunday in Advent is the Peace Sunday. And I'm going to share it with you. And I put it into a format of a meditation. So you will see discreetly on the screen, there is some text that just leads you in a very simple, gentle meditation. But I'm also adding in with that a blessing. I've been doing blessings for people over many years, and recently I did some, and I didn't just create them myself. I helped facilitate people creating their own beautiful blessings, to which I added music. And it's something I discovered not only do I love doing, but that people found it very beautiful and beneficial for themselves. So this is a new creative venture that I'm doing. It's going to be a new website for me called The Blessing Woman, and I believe it's up, but it's not quite really active yet, but you can check out some things at theblessingwoman.com. And I hope you'll enjoy this music of peace and a blessing of peace. As the winter settles in around us, may you feel a stillness, a peacefulness in your being. Deep as the night, yet sparkling like the stars, soft as the gentle snows. May the noise of a busy world soften as you listen for and begin to hear the heartbeat of the earth and the songs of the heavens. May the busyness of a noisy world slow as you seek and begin to feel the rhythms of the seasons. As the winter deepens, the days growing shorter, the nights growing longer, may you give yourself fully to the call of the season, to draw inward, just as a plant's energy is drawn into its roots in winter, to rest. May the holidays, the holy days of this season bless you with hope, with peace, with joy and with love. Blessings of this season to you. Oh, I love how that music came to me, so peaceful. Part of what inspired it to begin with was a trip I took recently. I had the great opportunity to travel to Tulum, Mexico for a retreat, and it was fabulous. One of the many things that we did while we were there was to float in this biosphere reserve, float on these freshwater channels in the mangroves. The channels were created by the Mayans 1,000 years ago as part of their trade routes. So not terribly wide, about 10 feet wide, and sometimes over my head if I put my feet down, and sometimes not at all. We had to wear life jackets, but you go into this and you simply float. It was beautiful, and there's the wetland savanna there and all the birds. And it was such a peaceful, peaceful experience for me that as I thought about peace for Advent, and different elements came in, I was thinking about Celtic Christianity, the approach to Christianity through Celtic practices, through Celtic eyes, through Celtic hearts, and the closeness to nature, and how water is the thin place, or one of the thin places. So the veils that divide the worlds is thinner there, closer to the spiritual. And so that inspired that beautiful piece of music, and I hope you enjoyed that. Before we finish up, I'm going to play a little bit more for you, and let's see what we've got here. Ding dong merrily on high. What a joyful piece of music. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It has been a delight to have you attend, and thank you so much to those who chose to contribute. As you know, I love making these concerts available free of charge because, probably none of us thought we were going to be where we are right now in December of 2021, even just a couple years ago. So I love to make these concerts available to everyone who would love to attend, and for those who would also love to and are able to contribute. Thank you so much for that. It has been a joy. I wish you very, very happy, Harpy Holidays, and a blessed, wonderful, beautiful new year.